Hey, how's it going? My name's Jordy. I'm with the Financial Wellness Center at UO. I'm a peer financial coach. And today we're going to do a brief overview of our budgeting workshop, which we recently did. If you want to check out the whole video, you can look at our YouTube channel, or you can just stick around for this, and we're going to cover the salient information. All right, so first I want to think what two words come to your mind when you think of budgeting. And I think most frequently the answers that we get are it's painful or stressful, or you're kind of worried about it. And that's good. It's the first budget can be painful. But that's the whole point of budgeting, right? Is that you get it done, and then now you kind of have this stress reliever, right? So you know how much you can spend from day to day, month to month. You can sort of really get more control of your financial situation. It's the first step. All right. So benefits of living with a budget. You got money to pay bills, right? That's the most important thing. You got those utilities, you got rent. You got to be able to pay those on time, and that's budgeting can help you manage that. Helps establish a record of paying bills on time, credit history. So we have workshops about credit you can check out. But basically, it helps you kind of like if you have a credit card and you want to establish that you want to start paying it off in full every time. The budget will help you get that accomplished. And we were talking about this, but lower stress over finances. A budget gets you sort of in that mentality of like, okay, I know what I can spend my money on, so I don't need to worry when I'm going out with friends or getting something. I can be like, all right, I know I can afford this, so I'm not going to worry about it. And it allows for better focus on classes. Like ultimately, it all boils down to just being able to focus on something besides your money. Fixed versus variable expenses. So now I'm going to give you a couple definitions. So a fixed expense is an expense that's the same thing every single month or year or day or week, however your expenses look. But housing, right? Every month your housing is going to be the same. Tuition every semester or every quarter your tuition is going to be the same. Car insurance always the same payment. Cell phone it's always going to be the same. So it's just these expenses that come in at the same price every month. Variable expenses are expenses that sort of you can have a depending on the month you might spend more, you might spend less. Food, entertainment, gas or transportation, all things that can vary. So budgeting comes down to capping those variable expenses, right? So when it comes to food or gas or transportation, you want to limit or consolidate trips. Like, okay, I can only spend $50 a month on gas. So I want to make sure that I'm, consolidating the trips or just limit yourself, right? Food, more in, less out, right? Definitely if you're trying to spend a certain amount of money on food, like for example, I spend $200 on groceries every month. That's what I cap myself at. I know that once I've hit a certain amount, I got to be careful, and then you can have like a separate budget for eating out if you want to. Entertainment activities, if you're going, you can even think of this as like subscription fees too. Basically, limit yourself. Set a cap on what you think is a reasonable amount for you to spend, and also you're gonna have to test it out. Everyone's budget, I want to stress, everyone's budget's gonna look a little different, right? There's no wrong answer. So just play it with it and see what works for you. All right, let's get down into how to make a budget. Step one, identify your monthly income. Your part-time earnings, your available savings, if you need to dip into savings, preferably not, but sometimes you have to, or family contributions. And everyone's income is going to look different. So you got to know what's, for you. If your family's helping you out at all. And I also want to add loans count on this. If you have any money coming in from loans, those are definitely part of your budget. Step two, track your spending. Record all your purchases for a week and then try to repeat this for 3 more, right? That's the way we kind of recommend you get the start at it. You can try to create a whole month budget out the gate. That's fine too. But this is kind of a way to get a feel for your spending habits, right? And there's no wrong way to do this. There's a whole bunch of different ways. I know a bunch of I have friends who use like an expense app. Like I think Mint's very popular. Or you can use a memo on your phone. Even that's great too. Small spiral notebook. Even if you just want to like physically write it down, that's great. Some people keep it in an envelope. You keep all your receipts in there, and you look through them. Or I use just like a spreadsheet for Excel. That works for me. So there's no wrong answer. Everyone's budget's gonna look a little different. Step 3, compare your income and expenses. You got money left over at the end of the month, you're gonna put it in savings. We'll talk more about savings in a second. And then more expenses than money, you want to get back on track. I want to emphasize this, right? When you got more expenses than money, maybe you had to dip in a little bit to savings. We want to try to avoid that, right? That's the whole point of budgeting. So you want to look, where did you spend too much? Maybe you spent a little too much on entertainment. Maybe you splurged on groceries or eating out. And try to just cap that, right? Be like, okay, next month I'm going to not spend any more than this amount. And then try to get back into that habit, right? It's all about habit building with spending. And then, I also want to say you can look at spend savings as kind of a fixed expense if you want. You can think like this month I'm going to put in 10 or 20 or 25% of my paycheck right when I get it. That way you're just making a habit out of consistently saving, right? And also you can think of it like challenge yourself with savings, right? Maybe this month you put away $50 from your paycheck or $20 from your paycheck, and next month you're going to do a little more and a little more because if you're like, okay, that was comfortable and I didn't really like get in the way of my life. Right? But you don't want to save too much that it's impeding your lifestyle. So make sure you're saving a reasonable amount that's comfortable for you, right? Cool. That's all I got to say. And again, I really want to stress everyone's budget's going to look a little different, right? There's no wrong answer for your budget, just as long as it's realistic, doable, and keeps your financial situation on track. So you want to discover where your money's really going. That's the whole point of a budget, right? Convert as many expenses as possible into fixed, right? Entertainment, cap it. Groceries, cap it if possible. And then finally learn how to make a realistic budget. Step one, follow through them. You can use your smartphone even. It's the easiest way to get into it is just start tracking your spending on your smartphone if you want to. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. And I do want to give a quick thing. If you have more questions, feel free to schedule an appointment with a pure financial coach. We can talk about spending, borrowing, protecting, saving, all that. You can visit our website. And we can meet one-on-one with you. You can meet with me or anyone else, really. And then here's how you can find us. You can stay connected through financialwellness.uoregon.edu, or you can email us at financialwellness@uoregon.edu. Or check us out on our socials. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day.